father was a police officer, but he abandoned his daughter. Her mother survived cancer twice. The girl was stealing cars at 13, carrying knives, filing false police reports. Dr. Phil tried to fix her. He failed. Instead, he sent her to a camp for troubled teens. There she was beaten, starved, and kept awake for days. Years later, that girl earned $75 million, and now she is fighting cancer. This is the real story of Bhad Bhabie. Her real name is Danielle Bregoli. She was born in 2003 in Boynton Beach, Florida. Her father, Ira Peskowitz, her mother, Barbara Ann Bregoli. They dated for a year. Barbara got pregnant, then they separated. Danielle was still a baby. Her father worked as a deputy at the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, but instead of raising his daughter, he built a new life, new wife, 2 new sons. Danielle stayed with her mother. She grew up without a father, and that void would slowly swallow her whole. Danielle's mother, Barbara, was a Catholic Italian woman. She was trying to raise her daughter alone, but it was not easy. Barbara was diagnosed with cancer twice. Treatment cycles, hospital bills, financial struggles. Danielle watched her mother suffer from a young age, and her response was rebellion. The problem started around age 10. Fights at school, running away from home, constant lying. By the time she turned 13, the situation was out of control. She was stealing cars, carrying knives, stealing and selling prescription pills, filing false police reports. Her mother was desperate. One day, Barbara turned on the television. She saw the Dr. Phil show. Maybe this man could help her daughter. She applied. She was accepted. September 14th, 2016. Danielle and her mother walked into Dr. Phil's studio. The episode title read, "I want to give up my car, stealing, knife-wielding, twerking 13-year-old daughter who tried to frame me for a crime." Nobody knew that an internet legend was about to be born in that studio. The studio lights came on. The audience took their seats. Dr. Phil walked onto the stage. Danielle sat down in the chair. 13 years old, angry, fearless. Dr. Phil started asking questions. Danielle did not care about the answers. The audience started laughing, and then the moment arrived. Danielle turned to the audience and yelled, "Cash me outside. How about that?" Meaning, let us meet outside. What do you say? A fight invitation from a 13-year-old girl to a room full of adults. Everyone laughed, but the internet did not laugh. The internet took that sentence and turned it into a weapon. Within days, the video was watched millions of times.
Yeah.
Cash Me Outside became a meme. Danielle became an internet phenomenon, but Danielle did not know any of this. Because the moment the show ended, they put her in a vehicle. In the middle of the night, strangers entered her room. They handcuffed her. They did not tell her where she was going. They took her to Turnabout Ranch in Utah, the camp Dr. Phil recommended for troubled teens. And what awaited Danielle there was not treatment. Utah, a desolate desert, Turnabout Ranch, a reform camp for troubled teens. Dr. Phil had been sending kids to this place for years. When Danielle arrived, she was not allowed to sleep for the first 3 days. Showers were forbidden. She was told to sit in an open teepee for 3 days straight without moving. When she dozed off, they screamed, "Get up, get up." The food was terrible. A bed was a luxury. Cold weather was punishment. And there was worse. Danielle witnessed other children being pinned to the ground. Staff members would tackle and hold down anyone who tried to leave. By force. Illegally. They had no problem holding kids down, which is against the law. She would say years later, Danielle was 13 years old. She was scared. She was furious. And she made herself a promise. One day, she would destroy this camp and Dr. Phil. But first, she needed to survive. And to survive, she needed to get out. When she finally got out, the world had completely changed. Because while she was trapped in that camp, the internet had turned her into a star. When Danielle left the camp, she was shocked. Cash Me Outside was everywhere. Millions of notifications on her phone. Everyone was talking about her. The 13-year-old rebel had become an internet phenomenon. Music manager Adam Kluger discovered her. The industry resisted at first. "This kid is a meme, not a musician," they said. But Kluger insisted. August 2017, Danielle released her first song, These Oh. The track entered the Billboard Hot 100, and Danielle set a record, the youngest female rapper to chart, at 14 years old. Atlantic Records stepped in. They signed a multi-album deal. Bhad Bhabie was born. In 2018, her first mixtape, 15, dropped. She worked with names like Ty Dolla $ign and YG. Her reality show, Bringing Up Baby, launched on Snapchat. 10 million views in the first 24 hours. Everyone thought Danielle would fade overnight. They were wrong, because Danielle's next move would shock everyone. April 1st, 2021, Danielle's 18th birthday had been 6 days earlier. She opened her OnlyFans account. Monthly subscription fee, $23.99. Within 6 hours, she earned $1 million. $1 million? In 6 hours, she shattered Bella Thorne's record. By the end of the first day, she had reached $4 million. By the end of the first month, $18 million. The internet split in two. One side said, opening OnlyFans the moment she turned 18 is immoral. The other side said, she is earning her own money. What is the problem? But nobody understood what Danielle was actually doing. She was not just selling photos. She was earning from direct messages. Subscribers paid extra to chat with her privately, and DM revenue doubled her subscription income. In 2022, she shared proof, $50 million. In 2024, $71 million. Gross, 57 million net. In 2025, $75 million. And she was not even 22 years old yet. Remember, a 13-year-old girl, handcuffed in the middle of the night and taken to a camp, kept awake for 3 days, watched children get beaten, and Dr. Phil did nothing. March 2021, Danielle uploaded an 8-minute video to YouTube. Title, Breaking Code Silence, Turnabout Ranch Abuse. She described the camp, everything, the sleeplessness, the hunger, the cold, children being pinned to the ground. The video exploded. Thousands of former troubled teen camp survivors started speaking out. A movement was born. Turnabout Ranch came under investigation. What did Dr. Phil say? I was not aware of these events. Did Danielle believe him? No. He sent me there. Saying I did not know what happened after is irresponsible, she said. And the story did not end there. Paris Hilton was also a survivor of a similar camp. The two joined forces. They launched a joint program against troubled teen camps. The helpless 13-year-old had become a 21-year-old woman who questioned the system. But life had one more surprise waiting. In 2020, she met a man named Vaughn. They fell in love. They tattooed each other's names on their bodies. Happy couple photos all over social media. Everything looked beautiful. In 2023, Danielle announced she was pregnant. In March 2024, their daughter, Kaylee Love, was born. Danielle said she was ready for motherhood. I will dress her up, take her shopping, travel together. But 2 months later, everything collapsed. July 2024, Danielle shared security camera footage on Instagram. Vaughn was slamming her to the ground, repeated violence, wounds on her face, a swollen eye. This man is trying to take my daughter from me, she wrote. Then she deleted it. No explanation. Vaughn went on Instagram Live, laughing, and said, I did not hit her. Weeks later, Danielle hinted they had reconciled. The internet lost its mind. Why are you going back? But nobody knew that a far bigger battle was about to begin inside Danielle's body. November 2024. Danielle's recent photos showed noticeable weight loss. Followers grew worried. Rumors spread. Is she using weight loss drugs? What happened to this girl? Danielle wrote on her Instagram story. My cancer medicine made me lose weight. I am slowly gaining it back. Cancer. At 21 years old, her baby was 8 months old. Her mother, Barbara, confirmed it. She exploded at internet trolls. How dare you call my daughter's cancer karma? I survived it twice. How dare you say something like that? In January 2025, Danielle gave details. Blood cancer. an abnormally high white blood cell count. She was receiving treatment. February 2025, she shared that she received bad news from her doctor. God has the last say, not my cancer, she wrote. 22 years old, $75 million, a baby, domestic violence, and cancer. The ending of this story has not been written yet.